Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play an old Pink Floyd song called Wish You Were Here. And it starts with some really cool lead-off licks around some really interesting drone chord shapes. And so we're going to actually start on the E minor 7. The way we're going to play this is we're going to put the first finger on the A string on the 2nd fret. Second finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret. The third finger is going to go to the B string on the 3rd fret. And the pinky is going to go to the high E on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor 7, and it sounds really sad. So that's kind of the first chord of our intro. And then we're going to be going to a G major chord. So we're going to play it. We're going to put first finger on the A string on the 2nd fret. Second finger is going to go low E on the 3rd fret. Third finger is going to actually kind of stay on the B string 3rd fret. And the pinky is going to go to the high E on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the G major, we're going to actually go back to the E minor 7. And then we're going to do back to the G major. And then we go back to the E minor 7 again. But then we go to a really cool drone chord called A7 sus. And the way we're going to play that is first finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret. Second finger is going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret. Third finger is going to go to the B string on the 3rd fret, or stay on the B string 3rd fret. And the pinky is going to go to the high E on the 3rd fret, or kind of stay on the 3rd fret on the high E. And if you strum just your A string to your high E string, then that'll kind of give you your clear sound. It's called A7 sus. And then from the A7 sus, then we're going to be going back to the E minor 7. And then back to the A7 sus. And then we're going to be going back to G major on our intro. So one way to kind of approach that, and there's some licks we'll talk about in a minute, but is to work a strum pattern through that. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is actually down, down, up, up, down, up. But we're going to talk about another strum pattern in a minute. But if you just wanted to try that, you could do the E minor 7 with just a lot of down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, E minor 7, down, down, up, down, E minor 7, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, E minor 7, down, down, up, down, E minor 7, down, down, up, down, A7 sus, down, down, up, down, A7 sus, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, A7 sus, down, down, up, down, A7 sus, down, down, up, down, G, down, 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 G, down, 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 G, down, 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 G, down, down, down. So that would be one way to play through your intro. And actually, we're going to try that through our chorus part. Actually, we just end up going to some different chords. So on your chorus, you go to C major. And the way you play C major, first finger is going to go B string on the 1st fret. Second finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret. And third finger is going to go to the A string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the C major, we're going to be going to a D major chord. And the way you play D major, first finger goes on the G on the 2nd fret. Second finger is going to go high E on the 2nd fret, and the third finger is going to go to the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum just the D, B, and E, kind of the skinny 4 strings, that'll give you a clear sound of that, and that's called D major. And then from D major, we're going to be going to an A minor chord. And the way you play A minor, first finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger is going to go to D on the 2nd fret, and third finger is going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord. It sounds really sad. And then we're going to go back to G major, and then another G major, and then we go to D major, and another D major, and then we go to another C major, and another C major, and then A minor, and another A minor, and then we go back to G major, and another G major. So if we wanted to, we could try that with that same strum pattern. We'd have the C with the down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, So that's kind of our chorus through it. Then we go back to our intro, back to our chorus. But another thing that I like to add to this is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is right now our down, down, up, down, up is kind of working off a division of 2 with our foot taps. So like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is if you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite strum patterns for this particular song is a long down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, working off a 16th note pattern. And what I mean by that is like if you took the E minor 7 and just did it down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. And then on the second beat, you do a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you'd be going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the last beat, we'd be going down, up, right along with your 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, 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 down, up. So if we do that all together, then we got a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we tried that strum pattern through our intro part. We'd have the E minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A7 sus, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, E minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A7 sus. That through our chorus part, it's going to kind of work that same way where you're just kind of feeling one chord instead of 2. So you'd have your C with the long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, D down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, D down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. So that would be another way to kind of work through the tune, actually. And one of the coolest parts about this song actually is the intro licks. And so with the rhythm part on the beginning, these are all kind of working around something called an E minor pentatonic scale, where most of the notes are G's and A's and B's and D's and E's. But we kind of start low E on the 3rd fret, and then we're going to do a hammer-on the open A to 2nd fret on the A. So we're kind of playing a G note and then an A to B hammer-on. And then we're going to play open D, and then we play 2nd fret on the D. And if you kind of use 2nd finger for that, it'll set you up for the E minor 7 chord, because that lick is kind of a lead off for that. And then on the E minor 7, you want to do a down, up, up. So we got 3, open, 2, hammer on, open D, 2nd fret on the D, and then kind of E minor 7 with a down, up, up. And that's kind of our lead in for the E minor. Our G lead in kind of starts 2nd on the D, and then open G, and then 2nd on the D, and then open D. So we're actually playing an E, G, E, D, and then we'll be taking the G chord and kind of doing that down, up, up with the G chord. And then we kind of repeat all that. So we got 3, open and 2, hammer on, open D, 2nd fret on the D, E minor 7 with a down, up, up, and then the 2 on the D, open G, 2 on the D, open D, and then the G chord with a down, up, up. So we kind of use that for our E minor G, and then when we get to our E minor A7, we still do the same lead off, so we're still doing the 3, O2, O2 for the E minor 7. So then when we get to our A7 sus, then our lead off is going to kind of start 2nd on the D. So we got our D string, 2nd fret, and then open D, and then 2nd fret on the A, and then we're playing open A, and then we're taking the A7 sus and doing the down up. So on that part, you're kind of going E, D, B, A is kind of the lead off. Do that again. So we do the E minor lead off where we got the G, A, B, D, and then E on the D string second, and then E minor 7 down, up, and then second on the B, open D, second on the A, open A, and then A7 sus with a down, up, and then there's this really cool tag lick at the very end where we take second fret on the D, and then open D, and then second fret on the A, and kind of do a pull off to open A, and then third fret on a low E. And it's almost like our lead off lick in reverse, which is cool. So you're going second fret on the D, open D, second fret on the A, pull off to open A, third fret on low E, and then kind of a down, up, but then we do a down, down, up, kind of at the end of that. And sometimes we end up filling that in with almost our whole strum pattern too. So in that last part, you got 2, O, 2, pull off 3, and then G with a down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And then we may start our strum pattern, right? We could kind of do our whole 16th pattern where we got down, 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 up, and that's about as far as you can get before you have to go back to your lead off licks. So on that last G, you've got the 2, O, 2, pull off, 3 on the low E, and then G with a down, up, down, down, up, down, up, long, down, 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 up, and then we go back to the 3, open 2, with the E minor 7 with a down, up 2, open G, 2, open D, G, down, and then kind of working our way back through the intro that way. So there's some cool licks to kind of work on to add to the tune. And then there's a really awesome lead guitar part, kind of sounds almost like a dobro, where you take second fret on the G string, and we're kind of slide that to 4th fret. So I'm kind of taking 2 slide to 4, and then going 3rd fret on the B string, and then you go 5th on the B string, and then 4th fret on the G, and then 3rd fret on the B, and then we're going to take 4th fret on the G string and 2nd fret on the G string and kind of do a pull off from 4 to 2, and then do a pull off to open G. So it's kind of a double pull off thing where you're going 4, pull off to 2, pull off to open G, and then we go to second open D, and then we go to the 1st fret on the A string and do a slide from 1st to 2nd fret, and then do an open D twice. So we got 2, 4, slide 3, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, O, pull off, open D, 1, slide to 2, open, open. And then we go into a really cool little double stop lick. And what I mean by double stop is you're playing 2 notes at the same time. So it kind of takes 3rd fret on the E and the B string at the same time, which you can kind of do as like a little mini bar. Everybody loves mini bars. So you can take the 3 together and then slide to 5th fret, and you kind of press in a little bit. And then we go back to the 3s together. And then we take 3rd fret on the B string, 2nd fret on the G string, and do that same idea to 5 and 4 on the G and B string. And then we go back to the 3-2, and then open G and B. And then we go back to the 3-2 for the slide to 5 and 4 again. And then we go back to 3 and 2, and then we go open G and B again. So you got 3, 5, slide, 3, 3 and 2, slide to 5 and 4, 3 and 2, open G and B, 3 and 2, slide to 5 and 4, 3 and 2, and then open G. And then there's this really cool lick where you go 2nd fret on the G string to 4th fret, slide like the beginning, and then we go 3rd fret on the B string, and then 4th fret on the G string, and then 5th fret on the B string. So we got 2, 4, 3, 4, 5. And then there's this really cool little bend pull off lick you can do where you take 5th fret on the B string as a bend, kind of press it up into the guitar, and then you come out of it into a pull off. So it's kind of a bend, pull off to 3, 5 bend, pull off to 3, and then we go to 4 on the G, and then 3rd fret on the B, and then 2nd fret on the G. So we got 5 bend, 3, 4, 3, 2, and then we go 4th fret on the G string for a bend, and then we go 3rd to 5th on the B, and then we do the bend again on the 4, and then go back to 2nd fret on the G. And then that lick kind of comes back. You got the 3 or 2, 4, slide 3, 4, 5, 5 bend, pull off to 3, 4, 3, 2, and then the last time you just kind of do just the bend on 4, 2, and kind of leave it hanging. But that's the basics of how you can strum through "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. So good luck!